before Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, sacrificed himself to link the flame, there were murmurs across the lands, whispers of a dark curse, and the undead walking among the living. Astora, Katarina, and even Thurland, home to many clerics of the Way of White, had reported humans turning undead, or worse yet, the undead could degrade further into mindless hollows. Sacrificing humanity to the flame, it seemed, would satiate the dark curse, allowing the undead to prolong the hollowing. The Way of White seemed impervious to this affliction as well. The Covenant had powerful healing miracles which ensured long life. Miracles are bestowed upon those who possess faith in the gods. With each miracle cast, a tale is spoken, an epic story, a verse praying to the gods, giving the speaker magnificent powers. In exchange for these abilities of providence, the Way of White have become devout followers, faithful to the Lord of Sunlight, Gwyn. As a display of their piety, the Covenant cremates the bones of humans to pay tribute to the gods. But it would seem even the power of the gods have their limits, for none could prevent undeath from finding the Way of White. A battle-hardened paladin by the name of Leroy would be the first undead ever produced by the Way of White. The hierarchy of the Order decided this advocate of white should be the first undead to take pilgrimage to Lordran, the land of the gods, with a holy mission to procure the sacred rite of kindling. Surely, if humanity could be sacrificed to ward off the hollowing, a more potent flame would appease the gods further, possibly reversing the curse entirely. Leroy's mission was of the utmost importance. As such, he was given Grant and Sanctus, two holy weapons forged by the white flame. With conviction, he set out across the foreign terrain in pilgrimage. Bones and necromancers met with the righteous disciple. They crumbled before him. Leroy was known for his inhuman strength, both physical and in spirit, but the paladin was now encumbered with a treacherous affliction. The dark sign marked the cursed undead, and it was beginning to take a toll on his mind. A voice, echoing deep, far and away, was invading his consciousness, calling to him. In desperate need of humanity, and in no condition to waste time battling through the decrepit catacombs, the paladin took a leap of faith. With a small respite, Leroy gathered his mind and laid a sigil, praying to procure aid. Leroy's prayers were answered in the form of a warrior. Surely the gods had delivered this miracle to aid him in his holy pilgrimage. The warriors pressed on, meeting the perils that lie ahead. A twisted creature, something beyond death, an abomination. It was the necromancer Pinwheel, a perversion to the sanctity of life. Leroy brought mercy to the sad creature. The paladin was able to obtain humanity by defeating the vile necromancer. The madness was sated, for now. Restored and in full control of his mind and body, the holy pilgrim sets forth once again into the light-devouring sanctuary of grave Lord Nito. Leroy is confronted by many trials. Walking in the darkness tests his faith, blindly guiding him, and combat with skeletal giants question his resolve. Leroy answers with Grant and Sanctus. But the trials of the Dark Tomb are the least of his troubles. Leroy has traveled far, not considering his surroundings are made of only bone and death. No humanity in sight. No way to medicate his sickness. Leroy can feel his mind slipping away once again. The hollowing is taking him. The Paladin was prepared for the trials of his faith, but not for the hunger to feed the curse. Leroy believes it is best to return when he is more prepared for the task at hand, when better supplied with humanity. Leroy tells the story of his beloved homeland, praying to return homeward. Something is wrong. Leroy prays to his gods to deliver him from this evil once again, only to find himself surrounded by death in this wretched place. His miracles have failed him. There is no light in this waking nightmare. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, must be absent from this place. This God-forsaken place. Or perhaps it is he who has been forsaken. No, that is the corruption of the Hollowing speaking. He must push onward.
This place is treacherous.
Undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling.
You think I've gone to the other side, don't you?
It is only human to commit a sin.
Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity.
This place is
Through
treacherous.
kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent
I am
power.
pleased to see the preserving my humanity.
Kindling is the art of feeding
This place
bonfires
is treacherous. This
with
place is
humanity.
treacherous. Watch your step. You watch your
We
step.
shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Coming to terms with his dire situation, Leroy looks to one other item given to him besides Sanctus in Grant. A third, blasphemous item. Leroy has a cracked red-eye orb, a means to invade another world with the hopes of returning with precious humanity. In a desperate act to stave off hollowing, Leroy uses the cracked red-eye orb. The orb plunges Leroy through time. As the world materializes, Leroy spots a figure moving toward him from down the path, radiating with power. Is that not the same human who aided in destroying the necromancer? It matters not. Leroy must feed the starving hunger that only humanity can satisfy. If he does not return with the rite of kindling, many more will suffer from the hollowing. Leroy is defeated, sent plummeting back to his era in time. The imperfect shape of the cracked red-eye orb cannot withstand the cosmic strain of travel any longer. It fractures into shards upon Leroy's return. He finds himself defeated and stranded with no way to obtain humanity once again. The madness is encroaching more deeply now. Leroy does not know when he will fall to the hollowing. Haste is more paramount than ever. Leroy struggles to the depths of the tomb, standing at the final trial, wondering if this is the point of no return, or if he passed through that threshold long ago. Only a miracle will see him through this, and the Paladin takes one last leap of faith. Miracles are bestowed upon those who possess faith in the gods. But the only god of this domain is death.